morning, everybody. It is nearly 10 o'clock in the morning, I think, and today is a good day because we are going to York, and we haven't been to York in ages, and York is awesome. It's got some really cool charity shops and vintage shops in it, so we're going to have a quick look around for some clothes and stuff like that, and hopefully some more interesting cowboy gear. We're also going to have a look in the Warhammer shop, which I'm well excited about because I haven't been in a Warhammer shop for years, like a long time, so that's going to be really cool. But yeah, it's going to be a nice day. It's going to be really cold, so I've got this warm coat on, which is actually fur lined. This is from Maine Outerwear. I bought this in an antique shop. It's 70s. It's a really nice cotton duck. You'll be able to see, sort of like cavalry twill cotton. It's lined with faux fur. But yeah, it is Maine Guide. You'll be able to see that label. But yeah, this was £15. It's an absolute bargain. But yeah, we're just waiting on Em's mum to come and pick us up, and yeah, I will show you when we get there. Hello everybody and welcome home. It's actually been a couple of days since we went to York, which is where I got this really awesome shirt from. It is a 90s, I can't remember the brand name at the moment, but it's a 90s shirt. It is wool and I think it's a wool cotton mix. It's really warm. It is really warm. It's really like big and poofy because it's a size large, but I thought, nah, I like it too much. It's in really good condition. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a cool striped shirt. It's really warm for this kind of weather. So yeah, I really like the shirt. It was 20 odd pounds. It wasn't too much. It's about the top end of what I'd pay for a used shirt. But yeah, I don't mind paying that. I'm wearing it with these corduroys that we bought a while ago for whatever they were, £4 I think. My cowboy boots, which you can't see. And my shoulder holster, which we will have seen in the last video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, about my Halloween costume. So in the last video, I mentioned that I was going to do like a bit of a weapons kind of video, show you what I've got. So I thought, yeah, it's a crap day, I was going to go out, but no, it's rubbish. So yeah, we're inside and I'm going to show you my collection. It's not a big collection. I'd also like to point out none of these are technically real. They're all, none of them are deactor or anything. These are all just repro weapons. So yeah, just bear that in mind. But yeah, I'll start off with this one, which you saw briefly in the last video. This is the Colsa 45, I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it here if I remember. It is a cut down version of the classic Colt 45. I'll put in some footage here so you can see it properly. It is a really, really good replica. It is excellent. It has the working ejector. It is stamped on the side, Single Action Army 45 with the Colsa logo. It's got really nice grips on it, really nice wooden grips. It has a working cylinder, hammer and single action arrangement. And it is loaded with, hope you can see that, not real cartridges with its trapdoor loading system. I got a cut down version because I always liked how short pistols look, especially short revolvers. I think they look really smart. I think they are really handsome things. And when they've got a cut down barrel, I think they're really pugnacious. So yeah, that I got as a birthday present this year. But yeah, that is an excellent revolver. It's very accurate to an actual single action army, probably sort of 1880s-ish. Yeah, really nicely made, really well made, really smooth. Good weight to it as well. It's the proper weight that a single action should be. Yeah, that's excellent. Next on the list is, I'm doing these in no particular order, it's just in the pile that they are around. Let's keep it with Colsa. Actually, Colsa, I can't remember where they're from, but I think they might be like European, but they're really, really good brand for replica weapons. And the other thing I got from Colsa is this. It is the lever action Winchester 18, oh god, actually I can't remember which one this is, 1874 I think. I'll check that because I can't remember. I got it in the black with wooden stock because it's better. I know people like the Golden Boy or the Yellow Boy rifle with the brass breech block, but I really like the black one. I think it looks more menacing. Again, this is a really nicely made replica by Colsa. It has a working lever action, which is great, which of course will cock the hammer. That works nicely. The ejector, the egress for the shells also presses in. Apparently, I haven't tried it, apparently you can press shells into there and then when you use the lever, it will eject them. I haven't tried it, don't know if I will, but yeah, that's a great replica, really nice, got good weight to it. There'll also be some footage here of me like showing it to you properly so you can see it. But yeah, it's a really nice, good weighted replica. I've actually got this on the wall upstairs because it looks so nice. So yeah, that's a really nice rifle. Next up on the list is something sort of at the end of the cowboy era, end of the Western era. They did crop up from time to time. I used to do reenactment, Second World War, which is why I got this, but it also works quite well for late period, pre-First World War, 1911, 12, something like that. That alone will tell you what this is. It's the classic 1911 Colt automatic, semi-automatic I should say. This is by Denix. This is a Denix replica. I got this a good few years ago. In all honesty, I would say this is not as good as the Colsa replicas that I've bought. The grips are an odd size. I actually bought some wooden grips, some other wooden grips for this a while ago, and they did not fit. So I think this is ever so slightly smaller than an actual 1911. It works okay for just as a filler. It's a decent weight of a pistol. It has the proper hammer action and the slide works, and of course the magazine pops out. The safety and the magazine thing, you know, kind of works but not very well. I didn't pay a lot for this. I think I paid about 50 euros for this. I'd say that's pretty much what it's worth. If you wanted a really accurate, well-made replica 1911, I would say look somewhere else really, in all honesty. Denix are okay if you're not gonna examine it particularly closely, but I wouldn't say it's particularly well made. The stamping on the slide is really not the best. Build quality ain't too bad, but it's a bit clunky and a bit rattly in places. Yeah, it's not the best. But yeah, you get what you pay for, I guess, and I bought this when I didn't know any better. So yeah, it's good for the money. Okay, so next we are getting into the first revolvers I ever played with, handled, whatever, and these belonged to my grandfather, who, if you watch my first video, you'll know was a really big influence on why I love the Old West. He has influenced me in so many ways in my life, and the Old West is one of them. But yeah, it's quite a significant one. There's going to be a picture here of him so you can see what an awesome guy he was. This was taken in 1951, 53, something like that, early 50s. But you will notice in this picture he is wearing a holster with a pistol in it. Now, I cannot tell, I've looked at this picture a lot, I can't tell which pistol it is that he's got in there. It is either this one, which I think you saw in the first video, which is the Range Rider Mark II, which is the one he filled with lead. This is from the early 50s. It's not chromed, it's painted with silver paint. I don't know if he did something to the action on it, but yeah, it doesn't work anymore. But there's that one, and the other one is this one, which is a lot lighter actually, because he didn't fill this one with lead. This one also still has the ejector on it. He made the wooden grips for this one, certainly. He didn't make the wooden grips for that one. I think that came with it. These wooden grips he made out of a very nice piece of wood. I don't know what it is. It might well be oak actually. But yeah, he made those because they've got his writing on the inside. The ejector isn't the most reliable thing in the world. It doesn't really eject cartridges very well, but you can see these are the old type ones, where it's sort of a two-part cartridge with a lead front and a brass back. And I believe you could put a cap in there and sort of sandwich it in between the brass and the lead, so that when you put that together, the cap is in there, so that when the hammer hits it, the cap goes off. I assume because it was made in the 50s, it came with those, but I'm not quite sure. Anyway, it's got a nice snap trapdoor on the side of it, and yeah, the action works quite well. It's actually a double action, this one. Yeah, the action doesn't work that well. But yeah, that's part of my childhood. This is a Rustler 45 from the Crescent Toy Company. I did look these up. Originally it came with red plastic grips, so I could see why he changed those over. This is the holster set, which he told me he made it. I don't know if he did. I think he definitely made some of it. He definitely engraved it. There's a star on here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but there is a star, and there's also the initials WE for Wyatt Earp, naturally, because he was my grandfather's idol. It's got a lovely, I have given this belt a bit of moisturising. I haven't cleaned it up any more than that because it's how I remember it being, and it's pretty much how it always was with my Grampy, so I haven't cleaned it up any further than there, purely for sentimental reasons. But it's got this lovely horseshoe buckle on it. It's really nicely made. From the 50s, I assume, possibly late 40s. That's a real piece of family history, and yeah, I really love it. I had a guy on Instagram tell me that it wasn't period accurate, it wasn't a proper holster to be carrying, and yeah, that's probably absolutely right, but it's the one my grandfather carried, so I'm not going to stop doing that. And finally is something my grandfather made. Well, he didn't make all of this actually. It's this Bowie knife. I made the scabbard a couple of years ago with a fringe on it. I made that, but my grandfather made the Bowie knife inside, which is in need of some WD-40 on it and a bit of a buff, because it keeps on rusting. When I cleaned this up originally, after my grandfather died, it was covered in a varnish, but like a clear, weird kind of varnish, and I couldn't quite understand why. And then I took it off and found out that it just keeps on rusting up, so that's why. It was to seal it. But he made this. He used to work for British Leyland, so we think this is probably a piece of panel from a car. That's where he got the steel from, and then he just worked it up. The antler we think he got on holiday in Scotland, so that is an actual piece of antler. And the rest of it, I've no idea where he got it from. But he made this, and he was very proud of it, and he kept it on display in his Western section. But yeah, I made the scabbard a couple of years ago out of some spare leather and a load of rivets, because I thought it was about time that it had one, because it's, in all the time that I've known this knife, it's never had a home, really. It's never had a scabbard, so now it has. Anyhow, that is the collection, really. It's a bit of a short video, this one, I think. I don't know how long it will be. But yeah, that's the weapons collection. It's not completely broad, to be honest. It's quite limited, but you don't want a huge collection sometimes, especially when it's stuff that's from your family. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be back with you at some point. It's really busy at the moment, and the weather's not being very kind to us. So yeah, trying to actually film stuff is getting a bit tricky because it's winter here in the UK. Well, it's not, it's autumn, but it's more, weather's more like winter, so it's a bit crap. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of anything, any suggestions you've got for videos, what you'd like to see, what you didn't like, whatever. Drop a like and subscribe if you can, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.